Welcome to twoquestions.tv. With me today is Sheila Elias, and we're talking about creative outlets and expressing yourself. Welcome to twoquestions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. Joining me today is Sheila Elias. She's a painter, photographer, and sculptor known for installation art and collages made by combining various materials. Shown widely in museums and galleries throughout the United States and abroad, her work is about the layers of life and art history. Hi, Sheila. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm very pleased to have you on the show. The arts have such an important place in society and in people's lives, and I don't think we talk enough about it. So I thought perhaps you and I could talk a little about what art can bring to an individual's life and how it can affect a human being.
Well, as far as for me, when I was 8 years old, I went to the Art Institute of Chicago with my mother. Chicago, and I saw Matisse, and I remember as a child my heart stopped for a minute, and I looked up and I said, I want to come here every day. At 8 years old.
Yes.
And quit school. And my mother said, you can't, you have to go to school, but you weekend and take art lessons. And that's how I got involved in the arts.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, so for let's say somebody who is not an artist, someone who's maybe, because most of our viewers on this show are executives and entrepreneurs and business owners, but I feel like art and the arts can bring so much to an individual's life and can really can expand your concept of the world, can also be really good for self-care. What do you think about what someone who's a non-artist can get out of being involved with arts?
Well, I think when people come to my studio, as an example, and they look at things that are really difficult for them to get, the conversation between the artist and the person who has not experienced in art is very, very interesting. I found this at Art Basel. A lot of times I'll be standing next to someone who really knows nothing, and we start talking and they're so thrilled. It's almost like learning a language that has never been spoken before to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a visual language and an emotional language. And I find of course, young people are very, very open to it. But even older people, when they come and see the work, they want to know what and how and why. And of course, I love assisting and telling them that.
So someone's watching the show right now and they're thinking, maybe I'd like to express myself artistically, but I have no idea where to start. What are some ways that non-artists, just your everyday person, could start to get involved in maybe expressing themselves artistically, maybe getting a little artsy?
Well, many of the museums have classes that you can sign up for, both lectures and actual classes where you can paint or draw. My advice to a person that wants to get involved is to start visiting, and many of the museums are free. The Low Art Museum, I think, is free, and I know that the new ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Art, is free, and there's art collections that are free to go into. Rosa de la Cruz and the Design Center. Those are all free. You start going to those and you'd be surprised. It just opens up. Of course, I'm an addict, so it opens up all new universe for you and your family. So absolutely. I highly advise you go to free events, free museums, and there, even during Art Basel itself is not free, but there were many other venues that you could go to for nothing.
Well, and many of the art museums that charge have a free day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have senior things, and they have a free day, and it's always and easy to go to them, very easy. And now the way Miami is, it has grown so much. It is quite remarkable the amount of collections and museums that you can go to.
Absolutely. Well, you're in Miami. I'm in Indianapolis. Our viewers are everywhere, and there are art museums all over the country and wonderful ones. So what you're saying is get yourself in front of some art, experience it, no matter what it is, whether it's sculpture or paintings or photography, just get involved with it and see, maybe it inspires you. Maybe you think,
it's a very exciting world. It is.
yeah.
And if you join a museum for a very small amount, you get invited to museum openings and little cocktail parties, and especially if you want to meet other people, that's a very good way to meet. But I better than a match, I think.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I mean, that is fair. Our art museum here in Indianapolis, I think our family membership was like $75, no big deal. And we get invited to all kinds of things. Plus, when you pay, the membership, when you go to the museum and there are things, exhibits that you would normally have to pay for anyway, those pay for themselves ultimately. And so, getting to go to those events where, really, let's be honest. I mean, the elite are usually members of the museums, right? And that's where you're going to find great networking opportunities for executives and entrepreneurs. Where else?
Yeah, very important business. The PAM Museum here has a business lunch once a year.
Oh, fantastic.
And when you go to that, you meet 90% were only business people. They weren't in the arts.
Yeah.
But you connected with them. And if you're an artist, it's a very good way to introduce people to your art personally.
Oh, very clever. Also, I love that. Oh, very great. All right. So there are some YouTube videos that we're going to link to in the show's cards for today. And we're going to have links to your website in the notes for today. So viewers, if you'd like to see Sheila's work and you'd like to learn more about her, not only will we have links to her website, but also she has a book called Somewhere Anywhere. Is that right, Sheila?
Yes, it's on Amazon. It's at Books and Books. And my next exciting event is a museum show at the Low Art Museum at the University of Miami. That will be May through September on my iPad paintings.
Oh, yes. I was looking at those on your website. That's fascinating work. Really interesting stuff. So, okay. So viewers, get yourself to those because those are really interesting. If you can get to Miami or you're in Miami, definitely check those out. Sheila, it's been so nice talking with you. Thank you for being on the show.
And thank you. You're delightful.
So are you. Thank you. All right, viewers, thanks for watching. Go to the art museum. We'll see you next time.